this is the weekly heartbeat. I'm just gonna dive right into the numbers, and this week we had $8,701 on the books. We produced 3,694, and I will come back to why when I'm through with the rest of the numbers. We had 6 leads and 3 leads were won. For our material costs, it was at $496 for the week, and that put us at 13%. And that is of just the jobs that we actually completed, or job that we actually completed. And then for labor, we were at 1,108. The job this week was about it was a little over 5,000. And while the guys were doing the tear off, they gave me a call and let me know that they were having an issue. So they went and had talked to the customer and tried to figure something out with her. In the end, Grant and I ended up going over there, discussing everything with the customer, looking at what had happened. And what it was that she had had a new roof put on recently with a special, it was like almost a rubbery material. And they had actually installed the roof over the old gutters. So there was literally 2x on top of the previous. It was becoming really hard to do the tear off. So we ended up, after speaking with the customer, she had had her roof done just a couple of months ago. So Grant ended up calling and talking to the man who owned the roofing company, and he didn't start pointing fingers, and same thing with the customer. He didn't know what the situation was, but made sure to not be trying to put some kind of blame on any other company. For one, that ends up sounding pretty unprofessional, but also just makes it look like you're trying to put the blame on somebody else, and that never is a good look. So Grant was able to speak with the roofer and work together. Long story short, they were able to come up with a plan that the roofers would go first and make sure that they take care of all of that. So we also don't obviously want to void her roof warranty or do anything that would cause damage to the roof. So they'll come in first, and then in a couple of weeks we will come in and finish what we started. So while we did not produce everything this week, it was really something that you couldn't have predicted, and we rolled with it, and we'll get it done in a couple of weeks. Facebook is definitely another place that we get leads. I don't believe that we are advertising directly on there anymore, but Tim gets in those local groups and posts every morning, which is something I also should be doing and will be doing. I started joining the groups, but I haven't actually gotten to post in them yet. So even when you feel like no leads are coming in, there are so many avenues to putting feelers out. And even though you may not be getting people biting right away, it does eventually end up becoming fruitful at a certain point. And even if you have had to, it's the same thing with the cold calling. You make 500 calls, you maybe get 2 or 3 leads. But those 2 or 3 leads, first of all, end up being really good jobs, or create relationships with contractors, roofers, whatever, property management, realtors, home inspection. It also, though, can lead to people that know other people going on and keeping on referring you, which, like I said, referrals are generally somewhat free. And if not free, they're probably one of the lower costing options. So definitely worth it. This week, we also started using Company Cam, which I am super excited about, and I'm hoping that that makes it a little bit easier when we do hire a new salesperson for them to be putting the pictures into the estimates, because that is, to me, a super important. And even today, we got a 5-star review from over the weekend, and one of the things that she complimented in the review was the fact that they had such a complete estimate, which I take to mean that having the pictures in there, all the information, the diagram, all the information that they need to make their decision is in there, as well as she loved that Tim had sent it to her from the driveway before he had even left. So all of those little things do make a difference, even if you don't see it at the time. And And I'm hoping that Company Cam and using Company Cam, which is able to integrate into drip jobs, is helpful with that. It also allows you to invite collaborators, which would be our subs, so that when they're doing the job, they're directly able to put their pictures into the app, and that is also super helpful. I think that's all I have for you today, but I hope you're having a fabulous week, and I'll talk to you next week.